Champagne D Massin came to me during the pandemic, yes?
Yes.
So I got the sample sent, which no one was traveling, so I couldn't taste at the winery. And I remember at this time, I was tasting many samples to find a producer that fit my profile. I tasted wine after wine after wine, and nothing was good to me. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't import. Like, this is terrible. And then we got the shipment of your cuvées, and my assistant and her boyfriend came over, and my husband had them over for dinner, and we opened the bottles, and I was like, oh, please be good. Like, I want to find a champagne I love. And everyone at the table were like, these are fantastic champagnes, Shiloh. You have to bring these. You have to import these. So I remember I was so excited to email and say, we love them. They were fantastic. When can we start? So fast forward, last year was the first time I got to meet you in person. And I will start out by saying the family's hospitality is just fantastic. So we got to stay in the hotel and walk through the vineyards and go to the winery, and every step of the production, from vine, soil, to harvest, to production and bottling and disgorging, is very meticulous and, in my opinion, very precise and perfect to create a champagne that I think tastes pure, clean. You taste the Pinot Noir so beautifully, and I love the fruit that comes down from the Côte de Bar. It's so distinct to me and so different from, in the north of Champagne near Reims or Epernay. Like, it is just such an expressive and approachable champagne to drink. Not only was the champagne delicious, but then I really connected to the family because, as you know, my family, it is about people and integrity and responsibility, and not just to make a good product taste good, but also responsibility to the environment and the soil and the vineyards, which Champagne D Massin is so representative of what I value, because it's so important to me. And then on top of it, you meet this wonderful family who has been making champagne for 5 generations.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And so tell me a little about the family, because you have been in the village. You'll say it much more beautifully than me. The family village.
Villesoir.
Yes. I'm glad you said it, and not me. Yes, much better with your accent. And for 5 generations has been farming champagne.
Yes.
In this village.
Yes.
And when did the label start? Champagne D Massin.
Yes. Our domain exists to 5 generations.
Okay, and only to sell fruit, or always to make champagne?
Make champagne.
Always, from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay, that's special, yes?
Yes.
Because 5 generations, sometimes it's sell to big Grand Marquis, the Maisons, and then only now people start to make their own champagne. So you've been making champagne for 5 generations.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
So first vintage of champagne was what? 18, 19?
This label was born in 72.
Wow, 1972.
Yes.
So 50 years.
Yes.
This year is 50 years.
Yes.
I think we should celebrate. That's amazing. And then tell me a little bit about the farming, because so everything I choose to work with, it starts in the vineyard, the farming. So sustainable, people need to think to farm biological, to think of the vineyard and the plants and the soil and the vines. And that is, I think, in America at least, that is not common. People just, they put chemicals, plastic, and whatever, and okay, it's fine. So that is different.
Yes. Our domain is certified.
Yes.
Teraltis, and HDE.
Yes, which are hard certifications. You have to
Yes.
fall into a very small, finite rules, and they're very strict.
Yes, it's very strict, and
We work with organic.
Methods.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Because the soil is very important for the wine,
Of
for
course.
the plant, for the
And for the future.
for the future.
yes.
So for future children and generations, yes, which
yes.
hopefully is catching on eventually. I think more people are starting to be thoughtful of just our earth, our planet, and the future for the soil, the vines, and future champagne.
Yes.
It's important. So the reason I chose this bottle for my special champagne gift set is because I think this represents your champagne house very well. It's, I think, a beautiful blend. It's balanced perfectly. So from the winemaker, what would you say about this particular cuvee? Like, how does D Massin see this? Is this the wine you share with friends? Is this what you have when you eat dinner together?
Yes, Tristan, enologist,
Yes.
produce cuvée fine, pure, elegant,
Yes.
and gourmet
Yes.
champagne.
Yes. And to me, I think it can be drink alone
Yes.
or with a meal. I think both is
In aperitif,
yes.
or with fish.
Fish,
Yes.
cheese. I think
Yes.
is delicious.
All the time.
Everything,
All
yeah,
the
it's
time.
true.
Yes.
Everything, everything. And so I get some. For me, this has some red fruit to it, and good minerality, and it's bright and clean and pure.
Yes.
How do you describe?
The soil in Côte des Bar
Yeah.
and in Ville-sur-Ars
Yes.
is Cameroonian soil.
Yes. Cameroon soil.
So we have a very fine Pinot Noir
Yes.
and directly generous.
Yes.
So if we work the soil and with the maturing, we have a very fine wine.
Yeah, because the fruit is beautiful. So
Yes,
then
yes,
it's easy to make beautiful champagne.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much for sitting down with me today. I am so excited to bring a group of my club members here in just a few short weeks. We are going to be hosting dinner here at the Hotel Terrace, and the chef is putting together an amazing tasting menu to pair with your delicious champagnes. I'm so excited. Of course, I wish everyone could join us, but hopefully this will be a nice little taste of your brand and what an incredible family you are.